Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel once again. My name is Brandon, I'm an acting and performance coach, and we're back with another Lara Fabian Friday video. This one was voted on again by my Fabian Faithful over on Patreon. Thank you so much for voting. Thank you for being a part of the community. I really appreciate it. This one is Love by Grace by Lara Fabian from the From Lara With Love tour, which is a little surprising. I have, had a lot of conversations with several people in that fan group over on the Patreon and in the Discord, and this is not, they don't dislike this concert by any means, but I think that they're getting a little played out on it. It feels like a lot of the community feels like that this concert is focused on a little too much, and some of her other work kind of gets ignored. So I'm kind of excited to jump back into this one. I've only heard the big ones from this concert. I've heard the big, more popular mainstream songs, the ones that get reacted to a lot, Adagio, Caruso, Je suis malade, those particular songs, and maybe a couple of others. So I'm excited to see what else she's got from this tour and kind of experience that. I love Lara, love her musicality, her ability to interpret, her communication. It's all really, really special. It's very impactful, very moving. So I'm really excited to jump into this one. Love by Grace. I'm guessing it's going to be in English, so that's exciting as well. If you're watching this on YouTube and you happen to be enjoying what you're watching, you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. We have a lot of fun over here. Hit the like button, leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Let the YouTube algorithm know that you're enjoying what you're watching, so that it will help this video get spread out to more and more people. I really appreciate it. And with all that being said, let's just jump into this one. This is Love by Grace by Lara Fabian from the From Lara With Love tour. It's a new intro.
I remember the rain on the roof that morning, and all the things that I wanted to see, the angry words that came from nowhere without warning, that stole the moment and sent me away. And you standing there at the doorway, crying, and me wondering if I'd ever be back.
All right, hold on. So there's so many things about Lara that I can't help but fall in love with, and there are so many things that I wish I could just take the time. And I know that some of you out there would want me to. You would enjoy that, but I'm gonna try not to. I just can't, because it would take so long. But there are a couple of moments here, and I wish I could. I wish I could remember them perfectly, when the most subtle things happen on her, in her face and her facial expressions, that really sort of put on display the subtext and the emotional journey, the complexity of the emotions that the character is going on, that she's putting herself in. And it speaks to authenticity, it speaks to creativity, it speaks to commitment, and just the genuine nature of the performance that she's giving us. And we as an audience member, even if you're not like me and you don't pick these things apart in your brain whenever you see them, and you don't recognize them consciously because you haven't studied them for hours and hours and hours on end like I have, there is something inside of us that responds to this kind of communication, to this kind of complexity in nonverbal communication, because of how we're wired as people. It's how we're wired to interpret the real intentions and meanings of the people that are around us, just in everyday conversation. So when we see it from a performer, it really gives us a glimpse into what they're going through internally, and it creates a much stronger bond from an empathic sense. It allows us to identify with them a lot more deeply and more securely, so that as we move through the performance, we just become more and more committed. We become more and more invested in the journey they're taking, and it creates such a beautiful dance between the performer and the audience. I'm going to try to pick them out and just kind of point at them as we watch through this next time. I'm not going to stop for each one, but just keep an eye on it. You can go back and look on your own, watch the video on your own later and go back and look at it in more detail. But I'm just going to try to kind of point at it. It means I'm going back quite a bit. Hope you don't mind. I know you don't mind. I don't know why I even say that. Watch the relaxed nature. You see the little tensing around the eyes? Just a subtle tensing. And right there, it's a little bit of aggression. I said I was going to try not to stop it every time, but whenever she says "and stole the moment," that was a thing that she's not happy about, right? Look. Hold on. Angry words. Right here. Watch. Stole the moment. There's so much more I want to say. A little bit of grief right there. So subtle, so beautiful.
I didn't come here to lose. I didn't come here believing I would ever be away from you. I didn't come here to find out there's a weakness in my faith. I was brought here by the power of love. Love by grace.
Oh, okay, full body chills. Full body chills. All right, just a quick second. So oh God, I really wanted to. I know I kind of jumped around there for a second. I really wanted to stop and break it down and like highlight the specific frame and everything that where I was seeing what I was seeing. But I hoped you could see it. Just those moments of the little bit of anger, frustration at the broken moment, and then the sorrow that was expressed a little bit later, and then even later on in the chunk that we just watched. You could see there was an earnestness, a sternness to it. There was a definitiveness, like, okay, I'm being sympathetic, I'm being compassionate here, but also I came here for a reason, and you're not going to simply ignore that. Is beautiful. There's so much that goes on in one of Lara's performances. I think the idea of it just like as a performance guy, as the guy who studied this stuff and who has sort of lived this stuff for so many years, it just kind of just the idea of breaking it down sparks something inside of me. I really appreciate you guys enjoying this and hanging out and doing this with me, because I absolutely love it. Also, the full body chills. Don't forget those. All the position, placement, changes, low larynx.
In the distance, like a long lost treasure, a phone booth that just could not be found, and you standing there at the doorway, waiting, and the moment when we let her down, I said I didn't come here to leave you. I didn't come here to lose. I didn't come here believing I would ever be away from
subtle, casual key change.
Love by grace.
And just like that, I'm in love again.
Love by grace.
Wow, that's a lot of intensity there on that last note. Beautiful. Okay, all right. Okay, so that was Lara Fabian, Love by Grace from Lara With Love. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. There was, oh God, there was so much. I didn't know how to stop in that last section. I couldn't find a place where it felt okay to pause the video. That happens a lot with her, but God, if you get a chance, go back and look at it and just watch how the muscles in her face from her neck on up, they don't tense ever unless there is an emotional beat she's attempting to communicate, unless she's feeling something that causes a tension somewhere. She doesn't force any of those changes, the ascending notes, the super high big notes, the really big notes, or those really deep, warm, low larynx position notes. She's not pushing or pulling or reaching for any of the notes. They just happen as she performs whatever magic she's performing up there on all of us. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it so much. Thank you so much for requesting this again over on the Patreon. Thanks for voting in the poll. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to be a part of the Patreon and vote for performances just like this or for different artists, there are different tiers available on there. If you want to check that out, the description is in the, nope, not the description. The link is in the description down below, along with many other ways to support the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. This wouldn't be the same on my own. Having you guys to talk in the comments, just to read the conversations you guys have with each other, it really makes this very special. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember, as always, to be kind to each other, and most importantly, be kind to yourself.